Hello friends and welcome back for our 5th Daily Dandy episode. I hope you're all doing well, and we may as well just get right directly into the game. I was having all these thoughts about this game. I was thinking about it a lot, actually, and there was this thing that I was missing, and I wonder, like, the developer's been really responsive, actually, and pretty much everything that I've noticed about the game that I've had, like, questions or issues with has been pretty much addressed in one way or another. And I know this is, like, well beyond the scope of what any developer should have to deal with, because whenever I start commenting on possibilities, this always goes off the deep end. But here's my thought, and hear me out. What if, as you started the game, there are less items that are available from the item pool, and as you begin to do a little bit of your due diligence, killing enemies and unlocking things, which is the thing that I think is kind of missing, what could happen is you find little power-ups throughout the levels, just the same way as maybe the health guys show up on the screen. Maybe there could be confections that show up floating on the screen, and if you're able to collect them, you can actually spend them to alchemize new power-ups that will then permanently be added to your power-up pool. So I'm thinking maybe there'd be, like, little peach drops around, or little, like, mint drops, or, you know, the various candies of different types, and being that you're a candy alchemist, you would take those candies and put them together and make new candies. So that seems like a really positive idea in my head, and we just got double the shots for double the fun with our double mint apple gum. This is actually a fantastic power-up to find, so I'm really excited to use this one. I don't know if that even makes sense as an idea. I don't know if it flies in the face of the progression mechanic that the developer has in mind, but I feel like it would add a lot more longevity, I think, for people, and sort of when you start out, it would let the developer guide you down a path of progression in terms of what items you should really be focusing on, and then let you sort of derivate from that path long-term. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys as an idea. I mean, I don't expect this to actually take place in the game or anything. It's just sort of a concept that I think could be quite a bit of fun. And could even allow some odd combinations that maybe would be off the rails a little bit. Like, it would give you an excuse to add items to the game that are kind of overpowered or not really sensible, because maybe you've got to earn them, and maybe it takes a really long time to earn them, or maybe you create a synthesis that is not necessarily intended, like you find one really rare candy piece, and then combine that with sets of other types of candy, and that would be it would add an element of mystery as well to the whole thing. I'm thinking of this game Meteos, where you would get all of these very common bits from doing your puzzle matching, and then all of a sudden you would run into, like, a piece of soul, which is, like, way off the beaten path, and then all of a sudden that synthesis adds to really powerful things later on. Anyway, I think I've explained it well enough, but it would also add a little bit more excitement to your moment-to-moment gameplay, because you're looking for things more actively, and the moments when the health power-ups show up are actually quite fun, and, like, the fact that you've got to come up with a way to dispatch the enemies fast enough that you can still grab the health and not end up getting killed, you know, that adds another element of dynamism to the gameplay. And, well, not only not getting killed, but not immediately wasting the health power-up that you could have picked up. So, I don't know. Just my 2 cents. Hopefully you guys get what I'm talking about. I didn't even realize, and I have to thank my commenters, you guys have pointed this out to me, apparently the enemies are sort of color-coded to create sort of an emergent sense of your reaction time to them. That's not a good way to put that at all. But as you play through it, you'll get to sort of understand inherently, just like immediately, what's going on the screen just by color schemes. And I think that's always a very positive and exciting thing to add to a game. Oh, thank you for jumping right into me, guys. I appreciate that health so much, you don't even know. I'm hoping we can get further than we ever have before. So somebody brought up a really interesting point, and I don't know if this is really a thing, but what if you can cheese these power-ups by shooting 2 at the same time? Now, this doesn't allow me to do that because, as you can see, it's too close. And I'm gonna take pair here. What does this even do? Faster shots, faster fun. I like it. That seems positive. But somebody had mentioned, what if I get the power-up that allows me to have that familiar friend, the one that shoots, you know, like a screen-clearing type thing? Get that guy involved, and then try and shoot each one of the potential unlocks once, and then you let the familiar loose, and it would potentially shoot all 3 of the power-ups at the same time. I don't know if that's even possible, but if I could cheese and get all of the power-ups at once... Oh god, no! Why would I do that? I thought there were marshmallows, and I ruined everything. Oh, I'm so bad. I really, 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 really have to stop doing that. That is probably going to be the biggest limiting factor to my progression. I mean, as you can see, I'm doing a bit better in general, like I'm taking less damage early on, but the ability to stack health far off the end of my health configuration, my health bar, is really, really good. And I want to make sure I can maximize that as often as possible, because I can't rely on getting, like, the cheese power-up on every run, as much as I wish I could. And I've got to make sure I get that damage as much as possible, so I really can't spend time trying to replenish my health. It's the recipe for a shorter run. Pretty much every time, that's what's come of it. So I've got to make sure I take the best advantage of what I can. Careful. I'm looking forward to trying to fight this boss again if I can get to the worm area. That should be a good time, because I found that actually to be a really fun boss. It wasn't super, super difficult. I understood the pattern quickly enough, and it felt like its progression got harder at a fair pace. The only thing I don't know... Oh, stupid damage. I could have shot that. The only thing I don't know is if I have lower damage, how I will fare. Oh my god, I walked into another one. I mostly do feel like it's my own fault when I take damage in this game, so I have to say that is, at the very least, sort of a... I don't know if gratifying is the right word, but it feels fair. And that's a problem that a lot of games have, where you feel like you take bad damage that's not really something you can help. I mean, Isaac does that all the time, honestly. This game, though, I don't feel that's as much as the case. The game gives you plenty of cues on how to deal with situations, and the learning is not that difficult. It just takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of a good reaction time. The one exception so far, I have to say, would be the freaking stabby guy that I found after the first boss on the last episode. Oh, there's a health guy down there. I'm sure I'll get better at dealing with him, but for now, it's not a thing I'm looking forward to, let me put it that way. Another health! No, I shot him already! I needed that! Crap. Okay, I thought I was going to take damage there. I got lucky. Created a little pocket to get myself out of that problem. What are we going to get? Hot peppers? Should I do hot pepper gaming? The other option is I take this guy and then hopefully live a little longer in the event that I run into those angry stabbers again after the boss. I'm going to take the pepper, though, because I don't remember what this does. Fiery temper. Okay, and we've entered super chill awesome zone for the music. It's so, like, relaxing. This game has such a good ambience to it. Somebody said, like, in the comments last time, like, oh, I thought this was just, like, an iOS game. I kind of disregarded it right off the bat. And it's like, I hear where you're coming from, and I've been guilty of the same thing before. I've disregarded games because I knew they were on mobile. I have to get out of that habit, because there's some really good games. The one thing that really stops me, though, is if a game is obviously just exclusively mobile, because I have no way of covering it. I know I could go ahead and buy that capture device, but, like, I'm really not interested in trying to record games that I have to have my fingers on at the same time as I'm trying to play them. That's just, it's too much, like, sensory going on. Like, I can't really think and talk and touch and swipe, and all of that stuff is just too much. This game, the way it's laid out for mouse and keyboard, or just particularly mouse in this situation, is just perfect for gameplay, because it's like, I can just kind of chill and use one finger, go up and down with the mouse, and, oh, this sounded awfully dirty all of a sudden. But it's like, it's the right amount of sensory going on, and if I had to get involved with that other stuff, I would be much less interested. So that's, like, one of the reasons that I'm less likely to cover mobile games, but as far as, like, gameplay concepts, there's nothing that really can't be done now on mobile. I mean, iOS in particular, and this is also on Android, which I didn't even realize until the other day, iOS has gotten, like, really powerful, or the hardware that runs iOS has gotten really powerful, and I was using this on my phone, which I should explain is why I was having trouble seeing what I was doing. The screen is not the largest, and honestly, I prefer not to have a massively large screen, but it's not good for gaming. You'd want a tablet for something like this, most likely. I have an iOS, or rather an iPhone 6, not an iPhone 6 Plus either, so it's the smaller of the two. Although it is still quite a large phone. I mean, it's not the largest, obviously, but it's large enough. It's large enough that my thumb doesn't reach the top of the screen without shifting my hand, which I find actually a little bit silly, but I know some people are super into that. Personally, if you ask me, I'd much rather have a much better battery life over a larger phone in general. Like, I know people use their phones all day for things like watching videos and such, but you know, how much can you really do? Why am I moving? I'm trying to do the opposite thing I'm supposed to do there. How much really can you do with that when you have such a short battery life? And I know there's, like, cases you can get that help that kind of thing. I like the phone to be reasonably thin, if possible, but the battery life to be very good, and I know those two things kind of fly in the face of each other, but maybe one day we'll find the point of, like, fantastic battery life with still a small form factor. That would be the best of all worlds. And then we don't have to worry, because it seems like the newer phones, and I've read the iOS or iPhone 6s might even have a shorter battery life than the prior ones, which I find to be just really ridiculous if we're actually going backward. Especially because I think the 6 was even like a worse battery life than the 5. I don't want to talk about phones like for this whole video or anything, but just stuff that was on my mind. Oh, look at that. We used the shield to shoot the other one. Unlikely, but cool. Okay, now we've got alternating shield friends. These guys want me to move, the other guys don't. So we're almost very likely to get shot at least once in that, but we lucked out. Oh, health friend! That's what these guys will be officially known as, health friend. I will take many of you. I will need everyone that I can get for this journey. And we're about to get to a power-up. I'm very excited to see what we might get. One more wave, I think. That was a good wave. I like that. Just two red guys, that's it. Oh, strawberries! Strawberries are great. I think lemon's great too. Actually, I know lemon's great too, but I'm gonna take the strawberries because we haven't even seen strawberry yet. Get careless with rapid fire strawberry seed rope. I would actually like to try that candy. Look at this. Freaking soy milk, man. Now, I know it's not great in terms of damage if I let the auto fire or the rapid fire go out of control. But that's probably what we're gonna end up. Oh, bad damage, man. We're probably just gonna go crazy with the auto fire. Have fun with it. I mean, think about it this way. Yeah, maybe it's not as powerful, but the potential for it to wreck, like, all of the incoming shots, very high. So I've got to use that to my advantage. I think that'll be very helpful and handy. So I didn't realize that the developer is potentially still interested in maybe doing more balancing on the game, and I thought that was actually such a cool thing to hear, because, like I said, the beginning of the game tends to feel like it's, you know, the pacing is great, you get a new item pretty frequently, then you get further in and it feels a little bit like, well, a lot of combat, less about character advancement, and I think for some people that might turn them off, because you want to have sort of a, maybe not rapid, but like, if you end up getting stuck with a bad item, let's put it this way, the amount of time before you can get a better item feels very long. And this is just my opinion, so I could be very much wrong on this this concept, but, you know, I want to be able to get out of that rut as quickly as possible, and since there's not a lot of other strategic opportunities for advancement, really the only other thing you can do is just try and get health. You know, there's not, like, rogue damage up sitting around the area, or even ones that you can pick up for, like, a temporary damage up, which would be great as well. You just have to wait it out and hope that the damage is going to carry you through that section. Oh, free health friend. Okay, get it? Don't immediately get hit, and I did. I'm the worst. I think we'll probably make it through this wave. I'd have to take a lot of really bad damage for that not to happen. I'm just going to kind of run right into in between those wacky warblers. If I can, I'd like to juggle them both so they both can't get their projectiles off, but that's not possible. I'm gonna need even a bigger shot radius for that to be possible. Oh, this could be bad. Okay, we've gotta somehow stay still long enough to kill this. Oh no, this is a problem. This is where I take a bunch of damage. There we go. Okay, I was really worried that the stabby guy, the narwhal, was gonna get in my way. And that will do it, okay. And honestly, if I had to choose, I think I would rather have more damage than tons of shots. Like, slower shots versus a lot of shots, because I think it's just easier to kill things one shot than have to, like, slowly whittle their health down. I mean, this is probably not a very controversial opinion or anything, but I'm just saying when I'm making my decisions in the future, I may go in that direction over something like strawberry seeds. But it's cool to try this too, and if I can get, like, more stuff going on with my shots, the synergies could be really fun and weird. And that's another thing I'd love to see, like, more opportunities for player advancement, the more opportunities for synergies, aka the more fun and wacky that the runs can get, and the more divergent they can get, which is another thing that I think people really love. The more diversity between the runs, the more fun people have, I think. I mean, that's, again, it just kind of goes back to Isaac, but it feels like there are so many corollaries when it comes to Isaac in this game. You know, embrace the good, disregard the bad, and I think we'll all have a better time as a result. Wow, it's taking a lot of hits to kill these. Alright, welcome back, worm friend. I mean, you're not really my friend, but I'm gonna say you are for the moment. Let's see how much damage I can get done. That was like, what, fully a 10th? Oh, can I hit all the segments? I thought I could only hit some of the segments. That's good. Oh, yeah. Alright, we're getting some good damage in. Just don't end up standing right where it is. I would love it if... Oh, such stupid damage. I should not have let that happen to me at all. I would love it if I could make it, like, a habit that I can pretty regularly beat this boss. So that way we can get some proper progression going each time. Okay. I've had to do a little bit more dodging than I'd like right now, considering... We're doing okay damage, but, like, we're not nearly done with him yet. We've got another maybe 1 or 2 phases left. Or, not phases, but waves. And the amount of bubbles on screen is wild. Okay, I've taken another hit. That's bad news. Oh, no! It's hardly even turning around. Okay, we killed it. Still gotta watch out for residual bubbles, though. Oh, I took so much damage on this. Peach Ring. I've gotta take Peach Ring. I'm not gonna get enough health, though. Let's just try it. Peach Ring's fantastic. Ego boost. Let's just not get hit ever again, and we will have the strongest of all worlds. Oh my god, they're so fast. That's too many hits! Okay, don't get hit at all. Don't get hit at all. Oh, I walked into him! I broke my cardinal rule. Whoa, how did I not take damage there? I dodged right into him again. This is rough. Bad spot. Okay, I think I'm getting the timing down a little bit better. I just gotta realize these are gonna be on, like, every screen. Crap. I've ruined it. Soiled it. I didn't even make it to the cave part. I did worse than last time, and he drops the hot pepper. I don't even want a hot pepper run, man. It's a long way home. Alright, that's gonna be today's dandy run. I'm sad about that we didn't get a little bit further. I probably should have taken the heart in retrospect, but I just can't pass up the Peach Ring. The opportunity for damage with having shot speed that fast, or fire rate rather, is so good. Like, if we could have hooked that up, I could have had one shot, like, on everything on the screen. And the hope, the hope that I was having and clinging onto there was that I would get that one-shot potential happening, and then the heart dudes would start showing up, and maybe I could just refill my health that way. But chances for that happening seemed, you know, unlikely. That's the way things went. What are you gonna do? It's another dandy day. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying the dandy runs. By the way, this hasn't replaced Terraria. I'm just taking a little break to chill off on it for a minute, and we're gonna do probably another stream and get a bunch more grindy stuff out of the way, and then we can get to building the house and such. So, in case you're worried about Terraria, it's not dead or anything, no worries. But I will see you soon for another episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.